Marty, are you filming this, Marty?
Yeah, Doc, we're good.
Okay. I'm Dr. Emmett Brown, and I'm standing here in the Makerspace parking lot. It is Tuesday, December 1st at 1:19 a.m., and I'm about to perform Newtonian experiment number 1. Marty, you need to come in closer. Note that the 5 marbles are not moving. Now, when I pull this marble back, Marty, you're gonna see a serious reaction. What did I tell you? Great Scott! My Newtonian experiment worked.
Doc, do you mean to tell me that you built a Newton's cradle out of popsicle sticks?
Well, Marty, the way I figure it, if you're gonna build a Newton's cradle, why not do it with some class?
That's great, Doc. But what exactly are Newton's laws of motion anyways?
Well, Marty, in order to explain that, we're gonna have to go back to the Maker's Steam Lab.
Sir Isaac Newton is widely recognized as one of the most influential scientists of all time. You may recognize his name from his theory of gravity and the story of the falling apple. However, Sir Isaac is known for so much more. He was an English mathematician, physicist, astronomer, theologian, and author. He was knighted by Queen Anne in 1705, and in his later years became president of the Royal Society of London for improving natural knowledge. In 1687, Newton wrote a book whose Latin translation of the title is Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy. In this book, Newton stated that there are 3 universal laws of motion. Newton's first law states an object at rest will continue to stay at rest, and an object in motion will continue to move in the same direction and speed unless other forces act on it. Let's say, for example, that you are an astronaut in outer space. If you are working with a tool and then let it go, the tool will stay in one place until you reach for it again. However, if you were to accidentally throw the tool while in space, it would continue to move away from you forever until it reaches gravity or hits another object in its path. In Newton's second law of motion, it states that the greater the mass, or weight, of an object, the more force it will take to accelerate or move the object. For example, 2 objects with different weights will need different forces to move them, and the acceleration levels will be different. Like a bicycle versus a car. The car will need more force to move than that of the bicycle because it has more weight or mass. Finally, we move on to Newton's third law of motion, which states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Forces are found in pairs. If the forces are equal in different directions, the object will not move. The forces will cancel each other out so that there is no acceleration. However, if one force acting in one direction is greater than the force acting in the other direction, the object will move. Just like a Newton's cradle. You have 5 marbles that start off stationary or not moving in place, but if you pull back one marble and release it, the force behind the marble will move it to hit the next marble in line, forcing that one to move the next one, and so on, creating what's called a chain reaction. That force will move the final marble outward, and then after a certain height, gravity will force the marble back into the opposite direction, to repeat the reaction until the force behind all the marbles becomes 0. Now that we have a basic understanding of Newton's laws of motion, let's build a popsicle stick Newton's cradle of our own. Here are the supplies included in the Maker Steam Lab kit. 24 popsicle sticks, 5 strands of string, 5 marbles, and 1 plastic straw. You will also need the additional supplies of a pair of scissors, a ruler, a pencil or marker, fast-drying glue or hot glue. You will also probably need your parents' supervision. For our first step, we are going to build the frame. You're going to want to take 4 popsicle sticks and glue them together at the ends to create a square. This will be the frame for one side of our build. Repeat this step to create a frame for the other side. Next, take 1 popsicle stick and glue it at one corner of your side frame, and then attach the other end to a matching corner on the other frame. You'll repeat this step for each corner until you create a cube. Once you've attached your side frames together, you will want to add some weight to the bottom to keep the cradle's frame stationary while the other pieces are in motion. Take 8 to 9 popsicle sticks and glue them across the bottom of your cube. Now that our frame is done, it's time to assemble our Newton's Cradle marbles. First, take 2 popsicle sticks and find the middle point. As each stick should be 4.5 inches long, the middle should be at 2.25 inches. Make a mark to show the halfway point. From there, measure about a 1/2 inch away and make a mark, and then measure 1 inch away from the middle point and make a mark. Repeat on the other side of the halfway point for a total of 5 marks, and then repeat the process for the second stick. Once you're finished marking your popsicle sticks, go ahead and attach them to the top of the frame, making sure the markings are facing up. Next, take the plastic straw and use a marker to create 1/2 inch markings on your straw 5 times. Once you've made your markings, go ahead and cut out these sections. Once you have 5 pieces of the straw cut out, go ahead and hot glue them to the top of each marble. We will be attaching our marbles to the cradle with the string going through the straw. Next, make sure you have your pieces of string ready. If you don't have the kit, you want to make sure to cut out 5 pieces of 8-inch string or yarn. With your string ready, take 1 marble and slide the string through the straw. Then, take one end of the string and glue it to a marking on one side of the cradle. Make sure the marble is not too high or too low, and then glue the other end to the corresponding mark on the other side. Make sure that when you attach the marbles, they are sitting right next to each other at the same distance and at the same height. It might take some time to get this part right. If you notice that your marbles are not staying in place, you can add hot glue to the ends of the straw pieces where they touch the string. Take some time to clean up any stray glue, and you've finished building. Let's test out our Newton's Cradle. Carefully pull back 1 marble at the end and then let it go. You will see that the force of the marble will strike the marbles in the middle, and then the marble at the other end will swing up as there isn't another marble to keep it in its place. That marble will then swing back down and hit the marbles and create the same reaction to the opposite side. The marbles will continue to hit each other until the force slows down to 0. Feel free to decorate your own Newton's Cradle and send pictures to the Creation Station for us to post on our social media. We'll see you next time, makers! To request a Maker STEAM Lab kit, please call the Creation Station at 760-777-7088.